Is President William Samoei Ruto's health really in good shape and form? Is he at his best physically, emotionally, and mentally? I'm asking this because being a president is not very easy, especially during such moments when everything seems to be going haywire. Today, William Ruto appeared in an event in Meru, and the countenance of our president is really one thing. He looked very feeble. He looked very much disturbed. We always know William Ruto as a man who is always very jovial. But today, our president looked like he was not himself. Even as he was addressing people, you could easily see that he was only forcing himself. And I want us to go to this video and tell me exactly what you think and feel about the countenance and the physique of our president. Before you do that, allow me to request you to subscribe to our channel and click the notification bell. Please like and share our videos.
Hata kama tutakuwa na mashindano ya siasa, hiyo ni kawaida. Tutakuwa na mashindano huko mwisho, na huko mashindano ya siasa ikifika, kila mtu atakuja na scorecard yake. Kama wewe ni MCA ujipange. Ningependa kuwaeleza watu wa Meru, umoja ni ya muhimu. Umoja ni ya muhimu. Kwa sababu neno la Mungu kwa Zaburi 133 mstari wa kwanza na mstari wa 3. Mstari wa kwanza inasema, how good and how pleasant it is when brethren dwell together in unity. Watu wakiishi kwa umoja. Alafu mstari wa 3 inasema, pale mahali kuna umoja, Mungu anaamurisha baraka. Where there is unity, God commands a blessing. So, don't take unity for granted. When people are united, God commands a blessing. I want to ask of you, as you go forward with the journey of building Meru, be united, mutapata baraka ya Mungu, na sisi wote tutaungana kupeleka Meru mbele, wakati tunapeleka Kenya mbele. So it is important for me to say this to you as leaders from Meru, that unity is important, and I want you to maintain the unity of the people of Meru, protect the unity of the people of Meru, because it is what will make a difference between whether we are making progress or we are mark timing or we are going backwards. We are making steady progress. But I also want to ask you, as the people of Meru, to be united so that together we can push the development of our country. Hata kama tutakuwa na mashindano ya siasa, hiyo ni kawaida. Tutakuwa na mashindano huko mwisho. Na huko mashindano ya siasa ikifika, kila mtu atakuja na scorecard yake. Kama wewe ni MCA ujipange na scorecard yako. Wewe mbunge ujipange na scorecard yako. Mimi nitajipanga na scorecard yangu. Si ndio? Gavana wewe namna hiyo ujipange. Tuende tufanye hiyo mtihani, mwenye kupata anaendelea, mwenye kukosa anaenda kulima. Tunasonga mbele na Kenya. No problem. Si ndio? Tuendelee namna hiyo. So, lakini ya muhimu sasa ni how do we close ranks and work for the people who elected us and drive the development of our country.
I think you will agree with me that the president is not himself. And I know he is human. He's got several things to do with. Sometimes maybe just family issues. But I've got reasons to believe that the president is tired mentally and physically because of politics and governance issues. Allow me to bring to you just about 3 or 4 reasons why I believe that the president is so tired. He looks feeble, he looks like he's sick. I think he needs some rest. Now, when the president was in China looking for loans, of course, he's saying that he didn't go to China to look for loans. What he's looking at, according to him, is what he calls private public partnership. And he's saying that what he's looking at is not should not be seen as like he's expanding loans. But while there, when he thought that all was well, he had gotten a deal, signed a deal where he was going to extend our railway from somewhere in Naivasha all the way to Malaba. BBC came with a bombshell indicting him, exposing, the cruel hands of the government, how our very respected and trusted military could have been involved in the shooting and killing of Gen Zs. This is not a small matter because our president has always presented himself as a man who is loved, as a man who was overwhelmingly elected by Kenyans across the tribes. So he was trying to place himself as someone who is loved, as someone who respects human rights. And then BBC comes with this documentary. It is sad. It places William Ruto in a very precarious situation. In my earlier video, I explained to you that William Ruto had a godfather in the name of Joe Biden. But after the Democrats lost the US election, we have another regime led by Donald Trump. Donald Trump is not a darling to William Samoei Ruto. I know we have cordial relationships as far as Kenya and US is concerned, but the relationship that go deep at a personal level, I don't think it can be cordial as that of Joe Biden. So this is really worrying William Samoei Ruto because he's being exposed very badly at the international front. Just recently, Gishagu was saying that Ruto invited Hemedi, the rebel leader in Sudan, one who has been accused of human rights violations. So when all this is happening, I don't think the president can be very happy. If you are a normal person, there are times that you're just compelled to be sad. And this is one of the moments. Now, not only that, there's a review that is taking place that has gone viral. The United Nations Human Rights Commission is set to examine Kenyan's human rights records. And this is happening tomorrow. And for those who are watching this video, it is today, maybe because just a few hours before we get to dawn. And so you can imagine when they are set to review Kenya human rights record, at a time when BBC has come with this bombshell, at a time when 6 people were killed because of some land issues, and they are dragging in Ruto's name in it. They're saying that maybe William Ruto is using some proxy to get this land, and the public opinion about William Ruto. So all these things are happening at a time when William Ruto thought this was a thing of the past. He thought we had buried this, and then they come almost at the same time. And people are now writing that maybe the ICC is coming because he will be found guilty and will be indicted. These things can make you become very sad. And then looking at the broad-based government, just recently, Raila came out fuming with fury, defending Orengo, defending the Secretary General Sifuna, and even Nyong'o, that whatever they said about William Ruto is true, because William Ruto, according to Raila Amolo Odinga, is the biggest saboteur of the devolution, something that Kenyans really fought for, the key foundation of our new constitution. And he is wondering wherever he is because many think of Raila Amolo Odinga as Ruto's biggest savior. In the words of Rigathi Gachagua, if Raila tells William Ruto to lick his boots, he will, because he is hanging in Raila's court. Without that, he's gone because he's facing a lot of rejection. Then Raila comes and starts accusing him. This is very sad to him, and I think if you are William Ruto, you'd easily be very, very, very tired or sick. The political engagements around the country is not pleasing him. Rigathi Gachagua just yesterday had a meeting. Of course, they were in Martha Karua's home. Martha, Fred Matiang'i, Eugene Wamalwa, Muhiza Kitui. I mean, they were there planning. And if you ask them, with their main slogan, their main agenda, they say Ruto must go. And William Ruto understands that in Kenya today, everyone is singing Ruto must go. The youths have been reminded that Ruto killed them. We've seen members trying to support him, members of parliament, but it is too little too late. That this is coming at a time when the Finance Bill 2025 has arrived in parliament. And remember, the cause of all this, why the BBC came up with this documentary, emanated from the Finance Bill 2024, when youths rejected that bill and went ahead to demonstrate. And for the first time, they got into parliament and they were kidnapped, they were killed, and all that. So this is coming at a time, William Ruto knowing very well that he's taking loans, we have a very huge budget, and things are not easy for him. And when you ask me, ladies and gentlemen, William Ruto has got all this to cater for, all this to guard, and he doesn't know what next. He doesn't know the next move. And I believe that the NIS is also telling him that things are not easy. Things are boiling and they're becoming thicker. If you ask me, this could be the reasons why our president does not seem to be easy. Things are really, really very difficult for him. Maybe time is a healer of everything. Maybe with time, he will relax. But for now, he's really facing one of the very toughest moments in his life. And I believe that is why he looked very feeble, very, I could say, psychologically tormented. What do you think happened to the president? What any other thing do you think is really giving him sleepless nights?